The Butcher was infamous, man. He made like influential shows back to back to back.
Went to go just make puppet anime.
Yeah, and never came back.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Anime Russ. Today I have a fairly different video. We're going to be ranking fantasy anime.
You're a wizard, Harry.
With a fairly knowledgeable anime fan and someone you probably know called Kevin Nyal.
Yeah, dead AniTuber over here. Forgot my password.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He hasn't uploaded in a while. And I checked, and the last time Kevin appeared on this channel was for summer 2021 anime.
Holy
we did like
shit.
a podcast
Oh
video.
my god.
That was when Aqua Taupe came out. That's how long ago it was. Anyway,
That's kind of
so
crazy.
it's time. I'm telling you, time is a mental
Time
thing.
is a
So-
construct that doesn't exist. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So we decided to apply a few rules to this because the way we do a tier list is it's slightly different to how it's normally done, in that we will present each other with our personal 3x3s of the favorite fantasy anime and howl at each other on why our picks are bad.
Yeah,
or good.
a bit of banter, you know. Then
Yeah,
we'll
a bit
go
of back
through
and
like
forth.
the popular picks that we probably some of us might not have.
Yeah, so when you see the 3x3s, that's not necessarily all that's going to be on the tier list. Is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'll explain like some limitations we had. If the fantasy was too shonen-esque, so for example, Dragon Ball, One Piece, it's not gonna be on our 3x3, but we'll still rank it. And also, if it's too set in the real world, but with magic, it also doesn't count. So for example, Fate, any Fate property set in the real world that has magic doesn't count. But we'll rank it still.
Yeah. It was just some basic rules to make the 3x3 a little more interesting. I think that was the main goal. I'll just jump into it and hand my 3x3 to Kevin.
Oh, here we go. You said you had some
And,
like hard ones at
There's
the end.
some that kind of like, I'm worried Kevin's gonna be like, you broke the rules.
You
But
broke the
hopefully that
rules.
doesn't
Maybe you
happen.
just don't watch anime, I think.
No, I can't say that on an anime channel, Kevin. No.
It's fine. Who actually watches
Okay.
anime? Anyway, go on.
Boom. That's my 3x3.
Wait, it's loading.
There's...
Oh my
It's loading.
god.
Yeah.
Wait, that one doesn't count. Otherwise, I would have put that one. Okay, where do
Wait,
we?
is it Nagino Sakara?
Yep,
Is the one that
yep.
doesn't count?
That one doesn't
Yeah.
count. It's set kind of in the real world. Obviously, there's like a seaside setting, but like.
Here's
okay,
the thing.
Hang on. Just go through it first. Go through it first, then. We...
Oh yeah, let's start with Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. I think we watched the show together. Maybe not. I can't remember.
This was a
It came out
2017.
long
There was
time
like
ago.
almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I put this here specifically because I think in the high octane sort of batshit crazy fantasy, it does a pretty good job. You know, they're on a train. There's zombies. It's kind of all crazy. Like the setting is pretty out there.
I mean, I would say this
it's
is
more of a steampunk fantasy.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah.
I would say this is borderline can and cannot be on here, because otherwise Attack on Titan would be on here, because that would be a fantasy that's not set on Earth. It's like Attack on Titan and Cabaneri, directed the first season at least, directed by what's his name? You know, High School of the Dead director. You know the guy, Death Note director. Oh my god, it's blanking for me. Tetsuo Arasaki, something like that. Yeah,
That's
it's
his
like
name.
essentially the same setting, just with zombies.
I think you get sort of the same high octane craziness from that you would see in Attack on Titan with Cabaneri. Cabaneri obviously was nowhere near as popular, and I think it's not as like deep. if you want to use the word deep.
I mean, I wouldn't say
As
Attack on Titan is too deep as well. Pretty blatant
Yeah,
with the messaging, and then people still don't
guess
understand
not.
what it's about. It's kind of
Yeah.
what a world we live in. What a world, eh?
Yeah. Cabaneri is kind of what you see is what you get. I think it has some really good, like, dynamic action scenes, and, you know, the story is simple enough. It's from what I remember, it's Mume. Is it Mume that has the stone in her? Yeah.
Oh, well,
not
I don't
the
remember
guy.
anything about that. I just remember the girl name is Mume. Everyone else, Gun to my head,
Yeah.
just pull the trigger. I don't remember no one's names.
Mume was a good character.
No,
But
she's the most iconic
other
one
than
from that
that-
show. I think this is pretty under. I'm pretty sure no one now, 2026, no one's gonna know what this is. They're gonna be like,
Well,
what
it's funny
the
because
fuck?
they did like a movie relatively recently, like in
Recent.
the-
There's no way. I didn't hear
like
about that.
within 6 years.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay. I can't remember what exactly was.
Some Zoomers
but-
aren't born yet, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go on to Promised Neverland. This one, I need to say before you say anything, this does not include season 2. Season 2 never happened.
I mean, yeah, season 2 doesn't
I-
exist. I wish they would adapt it
Yeah.
as season 2. Honestly, I've kind of
Yeah.
forgot about this one. Like, yes, this is kind of is a fantasy. I don't know if we want to spoil it. I mean, it's fucking what year did this come out? 2019 or 18? If you haven't seen
you can
it,
tell I'm an old head. with
if you
this
haven't
list.
if you haven't seen it, I mean, like, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing? Just
I would agree
only
with
only
that.
watch season 1. Yeah, this is more so like set in a horror-ish fantasy setting. Well, it's not a part about the fantasy itself. It's more like how do these kids escape like such a horrific situation.
Yeah, the fantasy is coming from the fact that it's like monsters. Like the environment is not really fantasy because it all kind of takes place on a grassy plain in a house,
In a school, yes,
Well,
house or
but-
school, yeah,
yeah.
something similar
like
like
an
that.
orphanage type setting. But obviously, the twist is it's not an orphanage. They're more chickens in a coop.
Yeah,
kind
chicken
of
coop.
situation, you know. But Emma, honestly, the best part about this for me was, well, Emma was a good character, but it was the kids sort of trying to scheme of how to get out of a situation that is probably not something kids could get out of normally, and how they form the plan as a group to escape.
I could be wrong, but wasn't it? In this orphanage, it's like they only want the smartest people. I don't remember exactly if that was the case or not for the kids.
Yes, I think, didn't it just make them a higher quality like meal for the monsters? And then-
Yeah, something like that. So yeah,
Something like
that's why.
that.
So that's why the kids are like really smart in this, because maybe people would be like, no, I forgot how old they might be. Like, no 12-year-old is gonna be like thinking this way, but they are made to be smarter in this show. So it makes sense
Yeah.
why they can like conduct these
and
all
I
elaborate
think the
plans.
dynamic between the three main characters is good. Not that I can remember their names besides Emma.
I only remember Emma and her spirit of like, no, we must always hope for a better future and not succumb to despair and just die.
Yeah. I mean, having that motivation in that situation is pretty important when everything's against you. But anyway, yeah. Grimgar. Yeah.
So
this
you
was my
should
first plus 100K
glaze this.
views
Glaze this. Come
video.
on.
I'm gonna glaze. Okay, so
What is Grimgar or
Grimgar?
Fantasy and Edge? How does this differentiate itself
imagine
from other
imagine
fantasy?
Imagine for a minute, right? You are just you awaken in a fantasy world where you don't really have recollection of where you were before. You know that you come from somewhere else, but you've just awoken in this pretty standard fantasy world, except there's no power scaling. So there's not like
Just
they
real
are
humans.
Just humans in a fantasy world. Yeah. In the first episode, you witness them fighting one singular goblin, and the goblin almost completely fucks them up. And that kind of sets the tone for everything that comes after that. How do you, as a human, find a sense of humanity in a world where every day could be your last? Because obviously, that's not how most of us live, in current day.
Yeah, and then when you're just
and-
thrown in a life or death situation,
Yeah.
kind of, right? No training, no
Exactly.
no nothing whatsoever. So this goblin just 1v5'd them.
Pretty much. It almost led to, I'm pretty sure, 2 of the characters dying in like the first scene. These are the main characters that like come on to form a
Well, yeah, if
party.
you're gonna put like high school students, and it's just like this little green goblin guy come like, you're dead.
Yeah, I can't actually remember what age the characters are, to be honest.
So
they're
it's
at
like
least
a
high
so it's like
school, but
a
they might-
realistic fantasy. It's not like cliche anime
Yeah.
where it's supposed
Yeah.
to be like all these quirks, like, oh, you go to this, go to this tavern, you meet like a bunch of random adventurers, random mages, and everything. Nothing like that.
There is that still, like,
or it's not the
there
most
are
prominent
times
aspect.
when they interact with the wider fantasy world, it can sort of go in and out of being a bit stereotypically fantasy, but it never kind of loses that fragile, the fragile mindset that it presents the main cast of having. Because I'm pretty sure they're the only, they are linked together through the fact that they all come from our reality, but they just don't have much memory of that. So yeah, but I might be getting some of those like little details wrong, because obviously this anime is like, what, 10 years old?
Yeah, it's older than some of you watching.
So yeah,
take that how you will.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of 10-year-olds. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so on to the next one. Spice and Wolf. Obviously, Kevin is a massive Spice and Wolf fan. If you know Kevin.
Classic.
Like I do.
I wonder how many
Absolute
people know
banger.
about Spice and Wolf nowadays. Or if it's just like...
I think the original was kind of brought back up because they decided to remake it. Obviously, I've seen, like, I put the original because I've seen the remake, and while it gets some of the stuff right that the original has, it's like wittiness and being kind of clever and all that kind of stuff, that is kind of absent from the remake. Although, I will say, the remake is having a second season that is going to continue past, I think, where Spice and Wolf ended, the original anime. Which, take that for what you will. But I put the original there because it's just a better version of the story.
I've not heard great things about the remake. And if it's missing like that core Holo aspect of her being like smart, witty, talking about medieval economics, yeah. Just the original is just better. The banter between Lawrence and Holo, it's just
That's
good.
like the best pair in anime. It's in my top 5, maybe even top 3. Just like two characters.
Yeah, this one makes
going
sense.
on a quest together.
I mean, the last one makes sense. Like Spice and Wolf, Grimgar, Promised Neverland.
Cabaneri was kind of a swing. I was like...
Yeah, that was a bit... Don't know if I'll allow that.
Anyway. Frieren. Now, this is an interesting one, because obviously anybody who likes fantasy
Everyone knows.
and has seen Frieren would put this here.
Everyone and their mom loves Frieren. Everyone and their mom loves Frieren. The right love Frieren because she's racist. The left love Frieren because it's like a slice of life fantasy. Everyone loves this show.
Yeah, I love Frieren, but it's not because of a political leaning that I have.
All demons must die.
See...
She is racist. Let's go, my goat.
I've finished writing my video on Frieren, which will be the next video after this. And one of the main things that I wanted to sort of enunciate or get the message across is Frieren as a narrative in a fantasy is just so rock solid, and that leads to some of the best characterization. Let's talk about Frieren, right? So one of the main things that sets up Frieren separately to most fantasy is that it follows a character who has already essentially done what she's doing right now in the past 80 years ago, was it? When they defeated the Demon King?
Yeah.
Was it 80? Yeah. And so you're getting this perspective of someone that has seen and done most of what she is doing now, but with new people, Fern and Stark, and reliving some of those memories as she goes about what she's doing. And I think, there's just that mechanic of how Frieren grows as a character is something I've never seen before in an anime fantasy.
No, because most fantasies just want to get to like the next adventure, the next big dungeon. things like that, right? It's always just like,
Exactly.
oh, some bombastic set piece or some canon event that's gonna happen. Free Run actually is like a mature show that really like doesn't mind taking its time of just doing mundane tasks. Like one episode, she's just trying to find a flower for like 2 whole months.
Yeah. The one that I remember is the beer one, where she's like, guys, it's going to take 6 months to get into this vault of beer.
Just the scene transitions.
And she knew that the beer was shit anyway. But she's like, you know what? We're going to hunker down here for 6 months.
Really is. Magic was the friends we made along the way.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, this might be like one of the best fantasies, if not the best one. But we'll see in the tier list. Next.
Yeah. ReZero. Do you know what key visual that is, Kevin? For which season?
Obviously, there's a Echidna right there. Echidna right there. Oops, did I just...
That kind of gives it away. Yeah. Okay, so, ReZero. Obviously, this is going to be on both our lists again. But, season 2 is when, for me, 2 things happen. Side characters, or just, you know, the wider cast becomes so much more interesting to the story, which is important because ReZero has so many characters in it, right? So that happens, and Subaru and Amelia are tested, you know, to kind of their like fundamental level with the challenges and all that sort of stuff. I think if I zoom out of that for a second, maybe you can give your reasons for why season 2 is amazing on your actual list, on your 3x3. But zoom out and look at ReZero as a whole. Obviously, season 3 has ended, and season 4 is
currently airing,
ongoing at the minute. That I've only seen the first episode, but ReZero is obviously quite a how do you say it, like a
iconic,
like a wide-reaching
pioneer.
Yeah, it's
iconic, pioneering,
but yeah, it's a pioneer. But also the fantasy world is quite vast, not just in sense of it being big, like there's loads of different places they go to, but the lore, that's the word I'm looking for, the lore of ReZero is quite crazy. Like, I would say pretty much unmatched. Maybe not unmatched, but not many fantasies will go into that depth with, like, how the villains work, how they all connect in the background, how the world runs, this fantasy world, this isekai. You know, not many shows do that, and I think what I wanted to say before we go on to the next show is that ReZero is good if you just want to watch it for its narrative, its characters, what's actually happening, but it also has that depth that it creates super fans. You know what I mean? People that love to analyze all these little things about it, to predict what's happening, or to really show how good the writing is.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both.
I would say that on the outside looking in, if you've never seen ReZero and only just look at it through like the animation or the art style, this looks like, not gonna lie, a kind of cliche, like generic ass isekai fantasy that you're just gonna ignore straight away. It's like, oh, this guy can die and then he just resets his life. Oh, this sounds so boring. But yeah, the way it's actually written and has depth for each of its characters, and how everything connects in season 1 to season 2 specifically, yeah, it's up there. I was surprised. So
yeah, definitely. Okay, so last row. Okay,
Angel
right.
Beats. Oh my god,
here's
you
the
love
thing.
Angel Beats. This is what I'm noticing. You
I do love
Angel
Beats more than any
Bro is stuck in
normal person
2010.
should.
Bro is stuck in 2010.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Now, Angel Beats, right? Obviously, it's a key anime. It was anime original at the time, so...
Jun
it wasn't a
Maeda
visual
show.
novel before. It was Jun Maeda. Now, of course, Jun Maeda, after Angel Beats, is kind of known for losing the plot a bit when it comes to his writing.
Oh my god, more so every time.
Some people could argue that it, you know, Angel Beats to be fair, it's progressive. How it progresses is nowhere near the a good aspect of it. Like, it kind of gets a bit convoluted and a bit weird at the end.
Yeah, it was mostly like the biggest criticism of Angel Beats at the time when everyone watched it was like, it's got a good emotional core. The ending's just a bit rushed. That's mostly it, I think.
Yeah. For me, it will always be on a list like this because Angel Beats was one of the first anime that I watched, and it ignited for me this like feeling of how different anime is. Like, there's these. Bear in mind, context. I'm like 15, maybe even younger at this point.
POV, POV. You're 15, and this is deep.
Yeah, yeah, sure. That's kind of true. That's kind of part of it. But as well, it's just like you got like high schoolers, and I'm like the same age as them. Like in the afterlife, which is a cool setting. I mean, there's no other there's few anime that take place in the afterlife, right?
And they have guns for some reason. High schoolers have guns.
And they have guns because they're protesting against what they perceive as like the rule and order of the world that they find themselves in, because they don't like the status quo of the fact that they just have to like be in purgatory and then go onwards to be reincarnated or whatever, and that's why they pick Kanade, or Angel as they call her in the dub, and they're fighting her, but then it's like they realize that that's like a futile effort, and that's kind of dumb what they're doing. But for me, it's just like a combination of the fact that the band in there is so good. Like, just so you know, Girl Dead Monster, maybe not a lot of people know this because it's such an old show, but Lisa, you know, the singer, the anime singer Lisa.
Everyone knows Lisa. Demon Slayer, Fates, yeah.
Yeah. That's where her career started. She was one of the singers in the band in the anime, and then she goes on to, like, you know, be one of the titans of the anime industry.
Pop the fuck off.
Yeah.
Queen.
I think there's a lot of things wrong with Angel Beats. Obviously there is. But every time I watch it, you kind of get that sort of glass-eyed, like, I don't care for me. For me personally, because I love Key. I love that I love Jumaeda's music, and I love some of the elements that he pulls out of what makes a Key anime Key, you know? Technically speaking, you know, Jumaeda worked on the Clannad visual novel route of, you know, for a lot of it. So you get that sort of Key magic, which I like a lot, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, just to add, just at the end, Angel Beats is like a good starting show when you're like younger and you don't know, like, okay, what is anime? Let me watch like a good show that has like some emotional depth. It's interesting. It's mostly like serious but has like some comedy aspects, and then it is completely finished. Then yeah, Angel Beats. A lot. It was really popular back in the day. Like, everyone would recommend Angel Beats.
It was one of the like starter pack anime that people would say to go watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it left a mark on me. Anyway, Konosuba. Now, Konosuba's a weird one because it's like,
Making
I haven't
fun
seen
of the
latest
fantasy
season.
genre. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but season 1 and 2 and the movie, ooh, bangers. All just funny. Just making fun of the isekai genre.
And yeah. Do you know what's funny, right? Like, I was thinking, I'm looking at these shows, like, I can't really recall the names of most of the characters, like in Cabaneri. I don't know. Even Promised Neverland, I don't know. But everyone knows Megumin, Darkness, Aqua, you know?
Kazuma.
And Kazuma. Yeah. That is like a group, you know, like a like celebrity group of characters in anime.
They're
like,
actually iconic,
you know,
and their colors. Like, you could show someone like dark blue, light blue, red, brown, yellow, black, and then green, white, and then you'll know that's just straight away Konosuba.
No,
their personalities are all like unique, funny, quirky in their own way, and then iconic character designs, and they're all funny. Yeah,
it's the perfect quirky fantasy anime. There is actually no better comedy fantasy anime than Konosuba.
Yeah, this isn't mostly about. No, not even mostly. This isn't even about like the fantasy setting they're in. It's just a bunch of like 4 degenerates and what they want to do, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. So, on to the last pick, Nagiasu.
Borderline.
Now,
Nah, I would have. I would have had this on my list.
now,
it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah. Technically, it's a bit of a stretch because it could be an altered version of our world. And if you look at it like that, then yes, I guess, because Fate doesn't count, this can't count. But, okay, so, obviously, like, Nagiasu is one of the best drama anime, like, 2K classic drama anime. Can you call it classic at this point? 2013?
It's like
2013 it was.
It's 2013, 24. It's like an underrated gem that no one will ever talk about because no one knows because it did poorly in the sales. But wait, I should say explain how this is how you think this is a fantasy. So the way why Russ put this on the list, it's set basically in the real world, except there is like a group of people who are able to live underwater. And it's not like half the population. It's literally just like in one small town, some people can live underwater, and they just want to see how the people living under the water and then just normal humans cohabitate. And then there's like some racism because you're a fish dweller, you're a land dweller. Yeah, but it's really good as a drama. Yeah,
what I like, because often when I like what you just said is often what I bring up when I talk about Nagiasu, but the actual one of the things that I often don't talk about, partially because it's kind of a spoiler, is what happens at that sort of midway point, because you get this sort of let's just say a challenge for the group of the sea dwellers and who they've come to be acquaintances with on land. It was like a tragedy, and making best what you can of the tragedy and the aftermath of it all. Is that a good way of putting it? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to like be purposely vague because I think
because a lot of people won't know this, and if they want to watch it, you definitely don't want to get spoiled in the halfway point.
Yeah, I would hate to spoil someone on such a good show.
But yeah, it's definitely something massive happens halfway through, and then the event just changes a lot of the characters and their relationships with each other, and then just seeing how that affects everyone else, their dynamics. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, and just one more thing. Obviously, this is to try and like get myself brownie points on it being a fantasy, but the underwater environment that it is in, mixing in Atlantis with
God.
Religious symbolism and iconography and all that stuff, and then on the land, it's kind of like based off. I think it's a part of Greece called Santorini.
I don't remember, but it's just a seaside city.
Yeah, but it's a very specific like look that I think is intentionally done to show the idea of like the necessity for the people that live on the land to coexist with the sea, because the sea is obviously going to be an important part of the economy, the lives, all the stuff of people that live on the coast. So I like that aspect too, as if you want to, that sort of fantasy element of it, yeah. But with that, that's my 3x3 done.
Yeah, mostly okay. There's two borderline picks, but otherwise, yeah. All right, understandable, pretty good. All right, here's my one. I'm sending it. It's such a my core list. There we go.
This is exactly what I expected. Ranking of Kings is one that I forgot about.
Did you expect everything here? There's no surprises, is there?
Beastars is an interesting one, but I guess it is a fact.
Of course it is. How is that not? Okay, hang on. Number 1, let's just go through Ranking of Kings. So you've watched it, right? Yeah.
I've watched the first season.
Yeah, I've only watched the first season as well.
But you can get a lot of what
this looks like
to love about the format.
This looks like, on the outside, it looks like a Disney-esque fairy tale, Snow White fantasy. But then when you actually go in, it actually gets kind of dark, and paired with that art style, it's just like make such an interesting mix. And also, the main character is deaf, like the king, the small king, Budgie right there. Yeah, he's deaf, so it really makes the show quite interesting because Ranking of Kings is like the first episode at least. His father, the new king is dead. He's supposed to be the heir, and everyone's fighting, for political gain to be the next king. And it's just interesting to see like all these characters' motivations. Like, will they remain loyal? Will they plot against him? How will they help Budgie when he's literally just like a naive child?
I remember the backstabbings were brutal, like, to watch. You felt bad. Like, it's that thing where it's like, there's a million just copy-paste isekais out there, so to watch something, to watch a fantasy that is like trying to be unique in multiple regards and doing it well, yeah, I mean, I would almost say this is like Cabaneri on this.
I would almost say
on this list,
this is like a subversion of the Disney-esque fairy tale, because I don't even remember that character specifically, but there's there's a character early on who's honorable, but then does a backstab, and you're like, oh, that motherfucker. And then there's also the stepmom who acts really cold and is like really distant, doesn't care, but then later you actually get to know her personality, and she's actually really sweet. And normally in Disney it's like, oh, just because she's the stepmother and she looks already like pissed off at you, it's like, yeah, that means she's evil.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you can't ever judge people by how they look in this show.
The Disney aspect sort of ends in like the style of fantasy and the look of it. It's much more interesting than than that.
Moving on to the next one, Beastars. There's no way you don't think this is a fantasy. They're literally all animals.
I guess animals can't talk.
There's no humans. Yeah. The society they live in is like, sure, it's a school, but then outside there's like, the dark market.
Yeah, you're right. I was wrong.
Beastars itself is just like really interesting because of their animals, and they separate themselves from like predator and prey. So they have this like instinctual let's say motivation to be like, okay, so if they're a predator, they want to prey on the younger, smaller animals, and then the younger, small animals are not always, but tend to act more submissive, always scared. But Lugosi, Haru, Louis, they're all like all great characters, and seeing how their relationships develop over time between like predator and prey, because Lugosi might be a wolf, but he's like the most submissive wolf of all time, maybe.
Yeah, like a timid wolf. Yeah.
And then there's the deer who's like super confrontational, not scared that's
the
not
Chad deer.
Yeah, you don't think of a deer normally like that. He confronts lions, like, yeah, nah.
So yeah, I agree. It's good, but I haven't seen like all of it.
I've only seen season 1 and 2. But season 1 I would say is still kind of the best one.
The next 3 shows are
we've gone through this Spice and
mine, just in a different
we've gone through Spice and Wolf. Not much to say other than Holo Lawrence, Go to Duo, the medieval.
Can I add something on Spice and Wolf actually that I forgot to say? Right, so when you think of like medieval history, this probably you don't think about this as much as me because I live in Europe, but it's kind of going for that sort of European medieval fantasy vibe, right? So you hear about like tales of like pagan gods and all this kind of like cool stuff that was happening in Europe. Now, obviously, from a scientific perspective and all that stuff, this is just all stuff that they've made up as stories. But through Spice and Wolf, you get to see some of that mythology that to me is quite cool because I've learned about it, I understand it, and I appreciate it. And to see it brought to life in anime is really cool. I just wanted to add that because I think that's quite a good point. Yeah.
That's maybe for people living in Europe. I was not even thinking about that. I was mostly thinking, wow, I'm learning about economics, finance in medieval times with a wolf girl. This is this is sick.
I mean, even that, like the guild systems and all that stuff, fundamental economics in Spice and Wolf is actually kind of real, which is interesting to think about.
Yeah, next show, Freerun, not much to say that hasn't already been said. Again, everyone loves the show for good reason.
In my opinion,
this might be a hot take. I don't think it's the top 1 anime of all time. You can sue me on that.
I mean, I also agree. I also agree with that.
But it is really good. Like, definitely top 20 of all time. Sure, top 1. Yeah, maybe watch some other shows
from other genres.
But Frieren, really good. Not hating on it. It's really good. Next one. Okay, in the middle, ReZero season 2. Here we go. I can just go on my personal journey about ReZero. So season 1, I watched it. Subaru was so insufferable, man. To the point that he was actually annoying. He was actively so annoying. Like, he would make an ass out of himself in front of Amelia, do things that were like super cringy because he was
a delinquent, to be fair, in his past life.
In his original. No, he was a loser he was a cringe lord.
Yeah.
And then, like, because he's in this new world, he thinks that he's the main character and that anything that he does will just get fixed or go his way. And that is not, maybe in other isekai when it's like, what they call it, plot armor, where they have that. This show doesn't have that. It's like, he does something, there are consequences to my actions. That's crazy. But mostly because season 2 completely recontextualizes season 1 and gives like the depth needed for Subaru, Amelia, and like their personal journey. And also, Akina is such a great villain.
Yeah.
So you get the trio. Because season 1, obviously there was villains. I feel like they were like really weak, not super developed or anything. But in here, there's like a clear obstacle they have to overcome. Yeah. And Amelia and Subaru both grow as people, and season 2 is just amazing.
One of the big changes I remember as well is just like how much the first season would go for the shock factor. I mean, everyone knows the famous like that, you know. One of the big things is like realizing that return by death is like a blessing and a curse, because you start to see like that comes into, obviously there's the pain, you have to actually have the death, but
there's the mental and psychological aspect of it, because people think like, if you can die, just die and reset, like no biggie, right? Well, dying hurts. It's not that simple. Dying hurts. You're gonna see a lot of people die. Who would have guessed? Anyway, have you not seen Made in Abyss? Did you forget? What is this? This has to.
I've seen the. Have I seen the whole first season?
That's crazy.
Yes, I think.
And you didn't have it. You put Carbonari. That is crazy. I think you're a fake. Honestly, for that, you're a fake fan for not putting Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss season 1 is amazing. Kevin Penkin, a man, same name. The score, out of this world. Like one of the best anime soundtracks of all time. I think it's just iconic. For the actual show itself. Come on, what's not interesting about this? The chibi.
No, I do remember the setup being interesting.
The chibi-esque like character designs looks like super kiddish, but then what actually happens in the show? Oh, it's horrifying. So they're in this town where there's a giant crater in the middle, and it's endless, and people have not explored how deep it goes, and. As humans, you're just naturally curious and want to explore, want to find out what's down there. But not only that, there's the curse of the abyss, so it means the deeper you go, the harder it is to come back up. And at a certain point, you just can't go back up because you'll die from the curse.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the curse of the abyss. Yeah, that definitely makes the journey more interesting.
It's just a one-way journey, and then watching these characters like explain to their friends, not necessarily family because their family's also explorers, but everyone else to like, why do you want to go down there? It's so dangerous. Just human curiosity. They just have like this aura of hopefulness that they'll find something really worth searching for.
I mean, that is a very human feeling, like in real life as well. So it's cool to see that. Yeah,
But this show is dark. This show is dark. Like, I remember reading when what's it called? Disney got a hold of this on Disney Plus as an anime, and then a mom complained that her children was watching. Why is this show like showing some children dying, children suffering? Like,
oh my God.
Welcome.
That's crazy.
Amazing. I love that.
The kid's an anime fan for life now.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so all I know about the next one, Mushoku Tensei, is the problematic main character. That's like... That's
yeah,
like
that is. He is pretty
problematic.
Mushoku Tensei is another popularized isekai where the main character goes into a new setting. But what besides what the problematic aspect of the main character, the show itself really takes its time to develop the world and lore it's in I would say relatively mature way. Isn't always about just magic. It's about people's relationships with each other. I would say there's a lot more of the sexual aspect where like a mother and dad, whether it's showing that their affection or not. It's not just like, oh, these are your parents from this isekai. It's actually showing like, do these people care for each other?
I see. Yeah.
There's still like some cliches because like the main girls have different color hair and it's literally the Pokemon typing of red, blue, green. So there is like...
Yeah, I remember that.
But
I remember seeing that. That's quite funny.
But for a typical isekai, the problems that happens in these shows are quite interesting. Season 2 maybe stagnates a little bit because you're not going to believe this. No one's going to believe this when I say this is an isekai show, but half of Season 2 was him dealing with... the main character dealing with erectile dysfunction.
Oh my God, seriously?
It sounds crazy. Yeah, it sounds crazy.
That's mental. What? But
it's not it's not in like a jokish way. You think that's a joke? It's not a joke. They treat it as if like this is super serious, and like imagine what that would do to your mental health if you like had a partner and then you just couldn't do anything. Like, that would make you feel down.
That's definitely not something you would predict happening in an isekai. That is pretty non-standard.
And it's
I mean that sounds quite wild. Yeah,
it's treated in a mature way, and the only like big problem I would say that people don't like about the show, and I also don't like it sometimes. Rudius, the main character originally is supposed to be like a deadbeat 40-year-old man who like just dies, presumably maybe like, I don't know, got hit by a car, kills himself or something, and then he's reincarnated at the start as a baby, and then now he's like a young boy, and he's now like pursuing kids his age in the fantasy.
Do you know what? Like, that it is weird. Like if you look at it like that, it's true. There's no getting around that. But like, it's not like other shows haven't done. Like Oshino Ko, like obviously, it's interesting with isekai because you have this issue of like, this is specifically isekai, not fantasy. What was this guy before he came here? And it's weird that they would choose to make them like 40 with characters.
It's to show his development, but like. Yeah, a 40-year-old deadbeat supposed to be developed in another. This is why there's like a big problem with this if you like think about it too much about that.
Yeah, I can see why it causes some like contention.
But when it focuses on like the actual fantasy setting and like the events, mostly relationships between like these people, then that's where I think it really shines. Anyway,
sure.
We go to next one, Berserk. You know Berserk. Everyone knows Berserk.
I know,
original anime.
I know Berserk. Haven't seen it, but tell me about Berserk.
This is just like
I know it's a classic.
People say like Attack on Titans, Game of Thrones in anime. This was the real Game of Thrones in anime.
Yeah.
Like if you actually were to translate it, it's a very gritty medieval fantasy setting. People just die left and right. There's demons. You can't like. It's a very dark show. No one is above like being morally good. You have to kill to survive in this show. And then some really fucked up shit happens, which I don't want to spoil.
That is what I have heard.
So you either watch the original anime and then just continue from the manga, or you can just read the manga from the start. Because do not watch any of the awful, god-awful CGI adaptations. I don't understand why this show specifically, like of how renowned it is, can't get a good adaptation. I actually don't understand. Why can't like Mappa or like Ufotable adapt this? No, it has to be some shit-ass CGI. Like, oh my god.
Oh no. I mean, that's like a curse at this point. Like, you just can't get a good adaptation. That's sad.
This show is renowned for a reason.
And then going to the last tile, Konosuba, I'm pretty sure we covered that adequately.
Yeah, we covered this. We know why. Iconic 4 main characters. Just great dynamics all around. Quirky, funny, and just makes fun of the isekai genre after you've seen all the other fantasy settings.
Very self-aware, and uses that to its benefit.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Let's move on to the next stage, where we will rank this and more. We are back from the 3x3s.
Here with the tier list to rank them. This is going to be brutal because
I can tell you there's some shows
out here.
There are some shitters on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then if you see a show that's not on this list, it's because we haven't seen it. So it's pointless to add it if we haven't seen it.
Pretty much. Starting off with a goat, Spice and Wolf, absolute banger. I think we made the points pretty clear.
This can be either best of the genre or top tier for now, because I don't want to put too much in best of the genre. Just put this at top tier first, I think.
Okay, sure. I mean, yeah.
And then you can move it up if there's too many.
Yeah.
Not.
It's got to be a top tier. I mean, it's got everything.
It's better.
You want from a fantasy,
at the bare minimum, it's there. Yeah.
ReZero is also another
okay. This is my top
one.
There. This is my top one. So
I like ReZero a lot. So I'm gonna concur and say that it probably deserves the top spot.
Is it the best of the genre? It doesn't have to be top one for you, but is it the best of the genre? For me, this isn't my top one fantasy anime.
It's a top 2 for me. I think you probably know.
Then it has to be.
Other one
it
is.
has to be.
Yeah. It's a pretty easy one to get up there. ReZero is great. Mushoku Tensei. Take the wheel, man. Yeah. I have no idea.
This is just solid. This is right now. It's solid. I can't put it in top tier. There's too many. Not too many. There's one big problem with it. If it didn't have that, it would probably be top tier. But for now, it's solid. It's just a good show.
Solid.
Yeah.
Roger that. I mean, from what you said, that sounds fair. Frieren. It's got to be with ReZero.
Yeah.
Come on, as like I will say, this is kind of a bit like controversial. Second season, it didn't have enough time to pull off everything that I loved about.
It really was like one third of the eps. Yeah, really is what it was.
But it was still,
and it was mostly episodic.
It was still more Frieren. Exactly, you're right. It was more episodic, and like Frieren at its absolute best is the mini sort of arcs that occur within the story. But as a whole, best of the genre. I don't even know. There's no question for me.
We can go pretty fast with these ones. Konosuba. This is like another one. I think it's top tier because you can't have watched this without watching other isekai to fully appreciate it. I think, like you can appreciate the characters, but like what actually happens in the fantasy setting is you wouldn't recognize like why it's funny unless you've seen other fantasy shows. So I think top tier for now.
Beastars, it's as a show 100% top tier. I don't think it's best of its genre personally. but maybe you have a differing opinion on that.
No, I just think it's a really top tier show. It just happens to be like in a fantasy setting because all the characters are animals, but it's mostly just like a relationship drama based show. So top tier.
Top tier.
Not top tier for the as a fantasy aspect, but
if this is looking top heavy, guys, just remember that these are our picks up first. It would make sense for it to be a bit top heavy in the beginning. I think Nagi no Sakara is as a drama.
It can't be best of the genre.
No,
best of the genre, it would be constituted as if this was drama. Yeah, sure, best of the genre.
My point was going to be that it's as good as Beastars in the drama department. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
and it looks better than Beastars as well. But I would put it as...
I mean, Beastars still looks
Don't get me
good.
wrong. Beastars is really cool, and I actually like how they incorporated 3D in Beastars, but Nagi no Sakara is just objectively one of the most beautiful anime made, so like that's ever come out. So it has. That's my opinion there.
Yeah, not a fantasy, so it can't be best of the genre.
Yeah. For Berserk, it's like probably top tier again, right? Because
but it's just like the adaptation is what pulls it down. But
I see.
The story and the characters are all. I just think it has to be top tier. If you put it in solid, it's a disservice to the actual like way it's written. Nah, it's top tier. Maybe even like Berserk maybe even is like could be best of the genre, but
just not handled correctly as an anime.
Yeah,
because this is an anime tier list at the end of the day, you know. So you do have to consider that. Yeah. So Angel Beats, I'm happy to stick in solid. It's like for me, it's the personal attachment that's why it's here at all. If I look at it objectively,
I'd say it's just good as
solid.
well. I don't think it's like amazing. It's just
a
good starting point.
Sure.
Okay, you hear me out on this one. This is best of the genre.
Okay.
Made in Abyss is
how much?
Is best of the genre.
How many seasons of Made in Abyss are there? Just so I.
2 seasons and a movie.
Okay. All right. I'll put it
I would
there.
say right now, it's like it has to be in top tier definitively. Let's see if it can stay in best of the genre, but I think it can.
Yeah, sure, I'll accept it. Like you talking about it before triggered my memory about a lot of the stuff that happened. So,
the music as well just makes the show like so ethereal, ominous, but also like has like this sense of hopefulness in the show.
Promise Neverland, again, it's like not really the fantasy that makes the first season good, because the second season never happened, guys. I swear, that was a fever dream. But like,
I think this is like bottom of top tier or top of solid.
That is where exactly what I was thinking. It's like, where do you put
it bottom of top. It's like better than the solid fantasies. No, bottom of top. Yeah, there.
Sure.
I haven't seen Grimgar. This is all you.
So what I will say about Grimgar, it's very different. It does things that, you know, you wouldn't expect out of a fantasy anime. Like, do I recall it as one of my favorites? Again, like, not really, which I know is weird because the video, it, like, made me.
Top of solid, then.
I'm sure the people that are watching me are like, what the fuck did you just say, brother? But for me, it's solid fantasy. Great soundtrack. I liked most of the characters. So I think solid is fair. Top of solid. Yeah. Carbonari is mid. The definition of mid. Yeah.
Good.
We don't even... Yeah. That's... Mid. Enjoyable mid. It's at least enjoyable, which is why it doesn't deserve to be a not worth your time. Yeah.
Ranking of Kings. I would say top of solid.
Top of solid. Okay.
Just a good show all around. Nothing like too super amazing, but good little quaint little Disney-esque fantasy show. It
definitely took me by surprise. That's one of the.
I haven't seen the second season, so maybe could even be higher. But yeah.
Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist.
All right, now we're going to. Yeah. So see, FMA technically isn't in a fantasy setting because it's not our reality and there's magic.
Yeah.
But it's too shonen-esque. So I can't put it in best of the genre. I would just have to say this is top tier though. like it's a top tier show, is one of the best shonens ever, but it's a shonen
before a fantasy.
first and foremost, before a fantasy. It just has the fantasy setting, but
yeah, no, I can agree with that. I'm not gonna put it. I don't want to put it above Spice and Wolf, for this tier list, but
yeah,
I'll put it there. Yeah. Sword Art Online. Whoa, boys, here we go.
Is this mid or is this not worth your time? Where are we here?
You know, clearly people like.
There's some bad shit.
Yeah.
Okay, the first half is like kind of good to decent. I'll give it that.
That's what
it's
I was gonna
entertaining.
say. There's some good.
And then the second half happens where it's just like, oh, now Asuna's getting sexually assaulted. Kirito is in love with his cousin. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, there was some crazy shit. Like,
what is going on here? I just putting off for your time, or is it mid?
Most of my memories of Sword Art Online is because it was popular, not it being good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone was talking about it when it came out. But for me, because it was doing something quite different at the time, and it kind of kick-started a wave after it. But is it good? No, not really. And from what I've heard, like, most of what came after the first season is not great either. So, yeah.
Next is Kill la Kill. I have not seen this show.
You haven't seen Kill la Kill? Oh,
nope.
Brother. That's crazy. Kill la Kill was like one of the biggest shows of my early anime enjoyment. It was like, it came out like airing while I was like watching anime, unlike some of the other, you know, big anime from the 2010s. And Kill la Kill is weird, right? Because it's a fantasy because technically it's just absurd. Like, the whole thing is batshit crazy. So that's how it gets the fantasy label. But the world isn't really that interesting. Like, and that is a key thing that sets fantasy apart most of the time. Would you agree? An interesting world. So... Yeah. It
has, like, a background, if it's actually well thought out.
So for that reason, it's really only fantasy by technicality, so I'm just going to say solid fantasy. For me.
But yeah. Bottom of solid fantasy then, because it doesn't sound mid.
No. Definitely. No. The show itself is not mid. It is like hype, Studio Trigger, craziness. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Classic. Yeah. You know what is mid though? Rising of Shield Hero.
Do you know?
Put it in mid.
Do you know? It's so funny. The female protagonists are the only good thing about that. Philo.
What's her name again?
Philo. Is it Philo? The chicken. No, she's not chicken.
That's Filio.
She's a bird.
The bird. Yeah, the bird's Filio. What was the raccoon's name? I don't remember.
Oh shit! It's on the tip of my tongue. Raphaelia.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Like
Raftalia. No, not Raftalia.
Other than them two, mid as fuck, edgy as hell. Like, and just the characters are so like. Do you remember the queen? Was it the queen who's like, I fucking hate this shield hero. I'm gonna ruin his life. I'm gonna frame him.
He got set up. He got set up for sexual assault.
Yeah, that's not cool, you know. I so yeah, mid, sure. I haven't seen Naruto.
Next one, Naruto. Well, as people would know, the Naruto anime, half of it is basically like filler. So put that up in mid. Original Naruto, I kind of like it, but it's not a fantasy. Kind of ninjas, like, sure, okay. There's too much filler.
Yeah. Fair enough.
One Piece.
The One Piece is real,
Yeah, I think this has to go top tier, right? I've only seen up to Crocodile. So it's not very far. But I did like what I watched. And, like, they're pirates sailing the high seas trying to find treasure. All the characters are, like, really likable. The villains are also really likable as well. True. They're not like super one-dimensional. So I think it's
to put it simply, I don't watch long-running shonen at all, like any of them. I've watched 300 episodes of One Piece, so clearly it was doing something right. And like you said, the settings are really cool and really imaginative, and like I like pirates, so yeah, it's good. I'd say like
and
here.
Then powers. It's not only just pirates. It's like you have the gum fruit.
Would you say here?
No, put it above B stars. It's the setting. It has to be above like around FMA. No?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'd actually give it the I'd put it ahead of Konosuba. Yeah. Death Parade. Just you know what I said. You know what I said about Angel
Purgatory.
Beats being like, a purgatory setting and how rare that is. This is the other one that I think of when I think of Purgatory.
I mean, there's only two, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Death Parade is good.
Yeah, no, Death Parade's...
Do you go to heaven or hell? Decide now.
Yeah, come down in the elevator, and then you're, like, actually being tested on your fate, and you don't actually know, like, what's happening. Yeah. Solid. Maybe...
Solid. It's above Mushoku Tensei.
Okay, we'll go there, yeah. Fate Stay Night...
Stay Night. This is mid. If it's Stay Night, it's mid.
Yeah.
Mid as hell.
It's the worst part of the UFO table Fate stuff.
It's just got good animation. I like Saber. I like Rin, but like the actual battle royale is in this iteration is so convoluted, so stupid. No one's really smart. It's mid.
Okay.
It's just watchable because
I'm sorry.
It's got better. It's better than Shield Hero.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I like the movies.
But, yeah. The movies are better.
Dragon Ball Z. I've never... You know what? I've never seen a single episode of Dragon Ball Z, which is kind of crazy.
This is hard, actually. Just, Dragon Ball... It's not even the real world, because it's just like a different alternate universe, but specifically Saiyans can go like have superpowers and the power scaling goes crazy. Like all the shonen fans, Dragon specifically Z, since I've actually seen it, just put it like bottom of solid fantasy. Like I like it.
Sure.
As a kid, I liked it.
You know what I don't like? Goblin Slayer.
This is definitely the first watch better shows.
Yeah, like what are you doing? Like, you know what? I watched the first episode of Goblin Slayer. That was enough for me to realize that is not what I'm about.
It's like what you like Edge.
Yeah.
You like Edge.
That's like
you want to be contrarian. You want to be different. You just don't want to watch good show,s Okay, yeah.
I want to watch
sure.
Goblin Slayer. I connect with it. Then I'm like, Sounds like a interesting person you are. Yeah. Okay. Slime.
Have you seen Slime? Have you seen Slime? I've seen season 1 of Slime.
But I know it's like quite popular.
I would say it's decent. It's above mid.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of solid fantasy is, I would say.
Would you put
I don't
it
remember
above
too
Dragon
much of
Ball?
it. Around there, it's fine.
Sure.
Like I wouldn't put it any above like Mushoku Tensei or anything like that. So
yeah,
it goes around there, but it's not mid.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly Slime is like he's reincarnated as a slime, and then as a slime you can like alter your stats. He like becomes makes his own kind of nation or like guild. It can get kind of interesting, but I was not too interested in watching it because there's like too many fantasy out there, and it was never gonna end as well. It was never gonna end. So
now onto a goat anime for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
if this was like thriller, political drama, not political, but
no, I know I know what you mean. It's more like it's not political drama. It's like I mean, it kind of is politics in it, but on a city level.
There is.
Yeah.
This is top tier.
Yeah.
Fate Zero,
I
Gen
think
the Uru Butcher.
I think it's there.
Yeah.
Top tier, for sure.
Just by principle, it can't be above Science and Wolf because it's not really a fantasy. It's set in the real world, but there's like mages and magic, but not really fantasy.
Yeah. I still think about Fate Zero, especially when I watch anything Fate. I'm like, I go back to Fate Zero. That's what I judge it by.
It's just one of my top 3 shows of all time.
Where does
next one.
This one factor in on your list of shows?
This is mid. This is mid. I watched this when I was in high school. Back in the day. Holy shit. 4 seasons I watched this. I can't believe I watched 4 seasons of this and we're like, yeah, it's fine. I spent... No, it's not better than Naruto. It's not better than Naruto. Just put it there. It's just
She's
super mid.
She's
It's
the
Luisu
the
Saito.
tsundere, right? She's one of the famous like
Anime
tsunderes.
Harry Potter, but it's
Anime
I don't know.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
I don't know.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
I don't remember anything anymore about this show, and I watched 4 seasons of that.
You're a wizard. Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, I will never watch it. it's
Nope.
No. But sure, I'll accept that. Little Witch Academia. Now, I know that there's a full-length anime
I've not seen it.
of Little Witch Academia, which is supposedly good. I'm going by the OVA because this was kind of. Do you remember, Kevin? This came out in the time when like everyone and their mum loved Trigger. Do you remember that period when like Trigger was like hype as hell? If it was a Trigger anime, you would watch it because it had that sort of brand value. And yeah, Little Witch Academia, it's like, again, I mean, I hate to say it, but like anime Harry Potter, just with like kind of fun
But good.
characters. Yeah.
But good.
Yeah. So I would say it's solid,
But,
but it's low on solid.
okay. It's
Yeah. Maybe
then
like
you have to put it
maybe like
put it
here.
above like the others. It's probably better than Slime.
it
no?
probably is better than Slime. Yeah. Now we got
The
Hotarubi
anime film Hotarubi no Mori
Mori
E,
which
short film.
obviously like Shintoism and like Japanese mythology and all that stuff is like a really like big part of Japan and it's like that kind of fantasy. So it's a very like Japanese rooted fantasy in that she goes into a forest and there's all these sort of spirits in the forest and she meets one of the spirits and it's sort of like a little bit of romance, a little bit of like that sort of stuff. And it's just really nice to see, as someone that likes Japan as well as anime, that side of stuff done. So for me, it has to be solid. Around Angel Beats tier is where I would put it in that thing. Yeah. I would actually say it's better than Angel Beats. It's just, at the end of the day, it is a 45-minute short film, so, you know, there is that
I haven't seen it in a
limitation.
while, but it was just like a quaint little tragic short film. That was
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Chainsaw Man! Woo! Love
Chainsaw
it.
Man. This includes the movie though.
Yeah.
Reze Arc.
I mean, I think both are great.
Again,
but
this
obviously
is
Resi Arc
this
is
would
the best part.
this would have been, yeah, this would have been on my 3x3, but it was too much set in reality to add it on because it's fantasy because there's demons. But so it can't go best in the genre. I would say, including the movie now, it's
Fate Zero tier.
quite clearly like
just below
top
Fate
tier.
Zero. Yeah. I would say between...
No, maybe not yet. I think it's below FMA and maybe
Sure.
even One Piece.
Yeah, that's true. Chainsaw Man is still not obviously finished, so there's still.
Oh,
more
I've
to
read
come.
it, but when they adapt the Gun Devil arc, it's gonna bang. It's gonna really bang.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, Piano. How do you say
Karno
this one?
Kyokai. This
Karno
is
Kyokai, yeah.
Garden of Sinners.
Garden of Sinners, that's the
This
one.
is just encapsulate the entire 7 movies. This is again similar to like Fate and like Chainsaw Man. So I
Yeah.
would say that there's one really amazing movie, which is number 5. The rest are like solid, and then there's one bad movie. So I would say top of solid fantasy. I would say
Sort of like ahead of
the
Death
top,
Parade?
the very top one.
Very top.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
I would say that's a good spot for it because
Yeah.
number five, even if it's like the best Karano Kyokai film, it's still not fantasy-esque. It's more psychological thriller, that movie.
Yeah. Onto another movie which
Makuya.
I haven't seen. Isn't this just
Mario
mid
Kada.
from what I remember? Or is it solid?
No, it's solid. No, so there's a good part in Makuya where it's the relationship between a mother and her son, but the mother is an elf who lives longer than her children.
I know an elf that lives for long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was before.
This was
but there's also
before
like
Freeran.
there's Makuya is like about motherhood, but there's also like a war aspect that really is underdeveloped and no one cares about.
Right.
So I would say like bottom of solid fantasy, just because there's one really good aspect.
Like here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Let me just move this. Yeah, so we got Angel's Egg. Haven't seen it.
Oh,
Angel
God.
Egg.
Short anime film, basically no dialogue movie. The most ambiguous anime movie like of all time. It just like follows a character with no dialogue, goes through like all different otherworldly, almost dystopian settings, and
That sounds kind of crazy. Damn.
it's like a mushroom trip, honestly. You watch that and you're like, what did I just watch? So
Yeah.
it might be like solid fantasy. I can't say it's top tier because it's not for me.
Yeah, I get what you're
But
saying.
I would say, between like, is it in a fantasy setting? Oh yes, definitely in a fantasy setting. But I have no idea what happened.
Like here?
That's fine. Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that. Madoka Magica. Now, we are talking about Madoka the series. Madoka's returning soon, actually. The film keeps
just
getting
as I had
delayed.
predicted.
Yeah.
Just as I had predicted in 2015, and no one believed me that
Yeah.
I said this shit was gonna end.
But you know how I
It should have
know
ended.
Madoka is actually a good show with like I tried to because I like I like Madoka. I think it's an interesting concept of the magical girls in Kyubey being like you need to sign your life away to become one and grant a wish, but it's kind of like a, you know, it's
The
a
monkey's paw
fabrication.
witch.
Yeah, it's trickery. Yeah. So I watched Madoka Magical Record, I think is what it's called, or maybe it's just called Magical Record. It's still made by Shaft, so it's still got all the cool, crazy like animation and stuff. Sorry, is it Shaft? Is it Shaft?
Yeah, it's Shaft.
Yeah.
It's Shaft.
And but it's not got any thing keeping me like engaged, which is what Madoka has. So it's interesting.
It wasn't
Yeah.
written by the Uro Butcher once again.
Yeah, the butcher. Yeah.
The Butcher.
I mean, I'd
You
put
Zoomers
it-
don't know about the Butcher. The Butcher was infamous,
Yeah,
man.
because I mean, he went to go just make puppets and puppet anime.
Yeah,
after
he
this.
made like 3 like influential shows back to
Yeah.
back to back, and then fucked off and did some puppets and never came back.
Yeah.
And we were all traumatized from those 3 shows. The 3 shows were, of course, Madoka Magica, Psycho-Pass Season 1 specifically, because he wrote that. Any other sequel to Psycho-Pass is not written by him and should be discounted. And of course, he wrote Fate Zero, adapted it at least.
So yeah, I mean, I would put it behind. I would put it either behind FMA or behind ReZero. Sorry, Fate.
Whoa,
Fate
it's
Zero.
not best of the genre because this is too much. It was too much set in the real world to be counted as a fantasy, so it has to be top tier.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I'd put it between these two.
Above,
Yeah,
I think above Chainsaw Man.
yeah, sure. I can agree with that.
There, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Mononoke now.
Okay, so the reason there's only one Ghibli movie, if we were to add literally every Ghibli movie, let me tell you now, you would not want me to add every Ghibli movie onto this, because Ponyo would then be watch better shows, Porco would be also watch better shows.
Porco would be below that. We'd have to make a new tier for that one.
Yeah, and if you're saying like Kiki's Delivery Service is a fantasy, which, you know, it is because she rides a fucking broomstick and flies around.
She's a witch.
But like that's really it about the fantasy. It's like barely in it. It's like
It's more about
it's so
finding
minuscule.
yourself in a new town.
it's so minuscule.
Yeah.
And then if you want me to add like Tales of Earthsea, that's like not worth your time.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mononoke is similar to Hotorubi no Mori E in that it's like that Japanese kind of like you go into the mountains, and I don't know if you've been to like the natural side of Japan where you're like you can kind of understand where all this comes from when you see it. You've got like these really tall mountains, you know, just like nobody lives there because you can't really live on the side of a mountain. So it's like, I like that. I do like it when anime taps into that. So it's probably top tier for me. Yeah.
It might even be best of the genre.
Sure.
Because I think this is why I added only Princess Mononoke. It's because I think it's the best Ghibli film of all time.
It's like, for
And
me,
it's the original like man versus nature.
Yes.
And set way back in the day, like I don't remember when it came out, but this is the original.
sure. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you use that sort of approach, it's probably here, like at the bottom of best of the genre. Yeah.
Yeah. Spirited Away, for those of you who want to know, probably give that like a solid fantasy. I like it, but I don't think it's amazing. Yeah. I don't think it's amazing.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Oh my god.
Haven't seen it in its entirety, so I'll let you.
I've seen it. The ending is not like season 1, solid entertaining show. Season 2, kind of boring except for like the reveal. Those who know would know. Season 3, season 3 part 2 is the best part of the show for me. That's when the old military tactics, all that happens. Season 4 is really good thematically for what happens in Eldia and all that, but then how Attack on Titan actually ends, yeah, it feels really rushed.
I remember that they kept dragging it out. Did they not like break the final season into 3 parts?
Yeah, final season, part 1, part 2, part 3, final season, the final chapters.
That's
and then at
crazy,
that point, I was just like, fucking.
Is that not the definition of milking it out? Like, my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say then just solid fantasy. Overall as a show, solid fantasy. I don't even think it's top tier, but like at the top. Like better than Mushoku Tensei, definitely.
Sure. I'd put it like here.
Like around there.
Yeah.
But the best parts of Attack on Titan, definitely top tier. Like season 3, part 2, and maybe some of season 4 is like up there, but the rest really fluctuates.
Okay. Now,
my
time now. Now, let me start by saying Hosoda was one of my favorite directors, not even just anime directors, like Wolf Children was fucking as perfect as it comes. Oh my god, the feels, like how it was directed. I still remember one of my most memorable scenes from Wolf Children is, do you know when they're like panning between the classes? The shot where they're like, it's like
showing the passage of time.
Yeah. One of the best,
and also
like,
them running in the
anime.
snow forest.
Yeah. Beautiful, perfection. And then what happened? So you had A Girl Who Leapt Through Time, you had Summer Wars, Wolf Children. It's like good, all good, you know. Then things went downhill. Let's just say that. And then you finally reach you reach Scarlet, which, let's just say, this ain't it. This is not it. So for those who don't know, Scarlet,
so it's not even mid.
Like, it's not worth your time, is where it is. I would say, like, I have a thing that lets me go to the cinema, like, unlimited, and I don't have to pay for the individual tickets. Do not buy, like, it was not worth buying a ticket to watch Scarlet, which, you know, I wouldn't say lightly. And the main problem I have with Scarlet is it is just completely whack, like a fever dream. So the girl, so Scarlet basically dies without seeing through the revenge of her father, who gets like taken off the throne illegitimately for just like, you know, there's a powerful person in like the palace court or whatever that wants the king dead, and then she goes through the underworld trying to avenge him there, but there's like no time in the underworld. It doesn't make sense. All of her henchmen, the guy who wanted to dethrone her, the henchmen are in like hell or whatever, or purgatory, whatever you want to call it, the afterlife, and they're just fighting her. It's just rubbish. There's like a hula dance for some fucking reason, so just not worth your time. Hosoda, he was great.
My goat is washed.
He's not there now. He is not there now. Yeah. So, Odd Taxi.
Oh my god.
Favorite
Have you seen it?
Kevin's. No, I haven't seen it actually. No.
Odd Taxi. Yeah, this is... I look like a furry now because I've added another animal show. But genuinely, the way I describe Odd Taxi is a complete season 1 show. There's a reason. There's a reason why the show is filled with animal characters, but not to the extent that it's Beastars, where it's it changes like their fundamental personality, but there is a reason why they appear as animals. And the way I describe Odd Taxi is that it's a concise, well-written, intricate show about a mystery that happens following a taxi driver where he just takes people around the city and he overhears different people's conversations. It's basically trying to solve a murder, and it's kind of written in like a Tarantino-esque style where there's this term called the Chekhov's gun, where what essentially is items where you think have no connection at the beginning later get used and fall into place, essentially.
Like a really like solid story, like well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see an item that looks like, what is this item? How is this relevant? It becomes super relevant later on, and everything just fits together like a great puzzle.
Sure.
So the only fantasy element I would say is because they're animals, but it's not even that much. It's just set in normal reality otherwise. So bottom of top tier, I would say then.
Okay. There we go.
Because it's really just set in reality, but people are animals.
Sure. What is the show? What I forget what this show's
Katanagatari. Whoa, you forgot. Katanagatari.
Katanagatari. Oh, I know.
Have you seen
I
it?
know. No, I haven't. Let me know. Where does it go? I know it's going to be good. I know it was positive.
I don't remember it too much, but it was really good when I watched it. Follows like two characters of them trying to collect like these powerful swords, and it's episodic mostly. It's like an hour-long episodes, and there's 10 episodes for each sword. And at the end, like, you really fall in love with these two characters who one's basically like a weapon who doesn't really develop any feelings until the end, and one is a girl Togame who is trying to acquire all these swords, and then later at the end it's probably like one of the best endings, like tragic endings. So I don't remember specifics too much because it's been like maybe over like 7 years since I've watched it, but I would say it's also top tier again.
Top tier. Okay.
Just put bottom because I don't remember it too much right now.
Yeah. Okay, so on to Dan to Dan, which is like...
What is that? Oh, that's that. I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, so Dan to Dan's an interesting one because, like, it's kind of like... It's our world. You have two characters, one that believes in ghosts, one that believes in aliens, and they meet through a disagreement on which one's, like, real. They're like, you know, I believe in ghosts, but I believe in aliens. From that, they... meet a ghost who later transforms. What's her name? Turbo Granny. That's her name.
Don't ask me. Don't
yeah.
ask me. I had no clue.
No, I was just like going through my mental library there, and she becomes part of their group, and it's just like it's shonen with great characters, and I like the sci-fi and ghost elements too. I don't think Dan to Dan is truly like a phenomenal anime. It's just good for what it is.
Looking outside from what I've seen just people talking about, I think it was just like a flavor of the month show. That's what I perceive it as.
It has a big fan base, don't get me wrong. Like, and like some of the
don't worry. Don't worry,
good.
There's big fan bases. Doesn't mean it's good.
No, obviously.
We'll watch for the next
not.
show. Yeah, we'll watch for the next show.
Yeah, but I would say it's not even really like that heavy on the fantasy element. So I'm just gonna put it like here. Yeah. Okay. Demon Slayer.
Have you seen Demon Slayer?
I've seen
Just the movie.
The movie.
Demon Slayer. It
box office
goes by another
records.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
It beat Miyazaki. It beat Spirited Away.
Yeah.
But you know that Demon Slayer is called by another name, right?
Mid Slayer?
Do you know?
No.
Yeah, you do
I
know.
do
It's
know.
called Mid Slayer.
Oh my god.
It's Mid Slayer. Put it up in mid. It's Mid Slayer.
It's at least
It
better
gets
than
carried
Naruto.
by you.
Sure.
No, it's not. It's not.
No,
It's not.
It's not better
It's
than
not.
Naruto.
It's not.
Oh my
No,
god.
stop. Think about it this way. What does Demon Slayer have if it wasn't animated by Ufotable? Okay?
Fucking hell, you've got
You've
me
got
there.
one like super annoying ass character in that fucking orange haired kid. I don't even Zenitsu. Oh my god, Zenitsu's awful, genuinely awful. Like he gets better when he shuts up. That's how.
That's crazy.
That's how you know.
You're not even.
Tanjiro's probably the best aspect of that character. But let me just tell you this, right? Episode 1 of Demon Slayer, he has like, I don't know how many, but maybe like 6 or 7 brothers or sisters, and they all get killed by demons except for Nezuko, who gets turned into a demon. And then his whole plan is for Nezuko to turn back into a human. He barely mourns his other brothers or sisters that he had like 5 of them.
Oh really? I
just,
did not know about that. That's crazy.
It's not just one sister. He had like 5
that is actually mental.
Or more brothers or sisters.
Yeah. I see.
And yeah, it's really just carried by Ufotable's animation. Otherwise, like imagine if this was animated by A1, it'd already be mid as hell. Maybe even like not worth your time. It's just because it's Ufotable. Anyone else want to disagree is like, you actually can't name me why Demon Slayer is good without mentioning the animation. You actually just can't.
I see. A very deserving mid tier then. God damn.
It's a guy wants to turn his sister back into being a human. He fights off demons. The demons are just always evil. No nuance to them. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? And you might say, oh, in Frieren, the demons are evil as well. But at least them, it's
that's
like,
so much
it's their
better.
natural,
Yeah.
It's their natural inclination, almost like it's in their nature to like not understand what it is being human.
Yeah.
In Demon Slayer, they're actually like specifically do evil things.
Cardboard cutout villains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the demons in Frieren, they still strategize. They still like, operate as a bit more than just a monster,
There's demons trying to trick people like, I'm just a child, don't kill me. They're actually trying to trick you. They're not just trying to make, what is something I could do just make them suffer. But that would be Demon Slayer.
I see.
So yeah.
So that's how you separate greatness from mid. There you go.
Yeah, and it's only mid because of Ufotable's animation. Without it, it's not worth your time. So I gave it a +1 bump. I think the final list, you can actually put Spice and Wolf at the bottom of best of the genre, I think.
Yeah,
I think it deserves it.
Fair.
And then you can't add anything else there. So yeah, I think this is good.
I didn't add Fairy Tail. Do you want me to add it in and we could just like...
No.
No? Okay. So we'll just end it here then.
Fairy Tail, mid. There you go. That's all you need to know. Mid.
Well, there you go, guys. You heard it here. Fairy Tail is mid. Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen like 120 episodes. It's mid.
Fairy Tail is one of those things where it's like... It's a bit like SAO. If you're younger, you'll probably love the hell out of it when you watch it.
Oh, I loved it when I watched it in 2011 when I was like 14.
Yeah. Well, that concludes the list. Be sure to let us know what you disagree with. or what you agree with.
Nah, don't at me. I don't care what you think.
Please at Kevin. It'll be brilliant. No, but yeah. Thank you for ranking with me, Kevin. And yeah, we'll do another one hopefully.
It was a good discussion. It was good.
It's good. It's good to like relive your anime experiences.